Hello everybody, it is I, Earthknite, and welcome back to Nightingale. We're currently in this awesome looking antiquarian desert biome, and we have just discovered automatons that are, for some reason, it's gonna hurt. Oh, hello, I didn't mean to pick this up. Excerpts from Serdi Taliesin. Oh, oh, that's the ballad. So we just unlocked the ballad. I am wildly missing. Oh, she hit me with that arrow. Okay, let's use that. Oh, it looks like these might be coming back on. Nope. So that was an automaton. So when we saw that big giant hand, I was like, oh wow, this okay. That's what I was looking at. One cool thing about these automatons is they will harvest their own resources. Like they'll go around and just harvest resources that are nearby, and then put them in that little storage thing. I want to go back to seeing that new. No, not crafting codex. Lore. Contract upheld, Dismal Colonies. Here we go. Excerpts from Serdi Taliesin. Poems of the Fae Realms. The fields have burned, our home is gone. The bound are here, the lines are drawn. Haxen, vermin, knight, or fiend, who now comes to call? With beasts on the horizon, flee or raise your maul. The Haxen casts a vicious spell, the vermin comes to gnaw. The knight then wields its mighty blade, the fiend bears teeth and claw. That's the second poem, I believe, ballad, I believe. And the questions that he's going to ask about these pertain specifically to those lines, or at least they're supposed to. Can't guarantee it will. Can we actually? Okay. So this is Zephyr Core. We can go anywhere here. I would like to find some nice desert. Watch, these guys are gonna fight back. So those are the collectors. These are the protectors. I think those are called pawns, and these are rooks. Bishops are really tall and really cool, and the knights are uber dangerous. Oh, there's like a boot and a dress, but there's no body. Huh. Are any of these? No. Does this have anything? No. Pick those up. Oh. Actually, I should have my spyglass, don't I? Yes. That's a knight. So that big one right there, that's a knight. It's gonna fight me regardless. The Great Devourer. That's a locust. Automaton knight, rook. Something of seeds. Is that? That's the Devourer. So I don't know what that bubble of seeds is. There's an essence trader over there. Bound Caprine. Elephas. Oh. And then Divider of Nations. So these are called Caprine, apparently. Please don't attack me. Okay, good. They don't normally actually attack you, these ones. usually they won't attack you. Those ones straight up will. You get too close to them, they will come and attack you. And they actually have something I really want. Got it. So when they die, they give us this little core that actually requires a bigger pickaxe, right? They give you the automaton heart, which is a nice little upgrade. Apparently, we're in an eternal night. Let's grab some of this fancy dancy wood. Oh, this is the burl wood. We've got a whole bunch of this already. Let's swap for this. Take some of these cinder strands. I have to go hunt more locusts too. Alright, that should be a decent enough number. Looks like some of them already got killed somewhere. These normally move in groups of 3 at a minimum. So, bit of a ruin. What glorious jewel do you have for me? Filigree, automaton knight. Nice little campfire. So yeah, this is pretty much all that's in these realms. Just extra resources. This will stay open. Oh yeah, it has the Blood Moon card. There you go. They're good for extra resources. Originally, that's how you got to everybody. But it looks like they moved the stories to all of the Imperium network ones. So we need to get the Imperium knowledge to be able to proceed and meet new people. There might be one or two still hidden about, but we'll see. Okay. I didn't get as much meat as I actually wanted. Don't know where I would actually normally store that. This stuff goes with animals. This one. Actually, that's a raw resource right there. Uh-oh. This is filling up. Like I said, some of these will have to use like several chests to cover. I don't remember where I put the bound ichor. Here it is. Okie dokie. With that, we'll head back to the crossways. And we'll check out this one. So we actually still have a quest in the Sylvan's Cradle. So I'm going to go try to find whoever can read Fae Lang. I don't know who would actually know that. Woohoo! So every time I have to load into a new area, I just pop up Crunchyroll and start watching. Okay, so there has to be somebody here. I wonder if it's Cyril. Actually, we can use the spyglass to figure out where people are. So, recruitable. So there's several people here. Here, there. Those two there. Holt Eoten. I need to feed them some stuff. There's the Carnute. Wisps. Wheeled Bear. There's a lot of Eoten here. I'm surprised we only ran across one when we were actually looking. We ran across that one that I wanted to give it an offering. That's an Eoten. And, well, you'll find out what those are in a little bit. Because there's several quests that revolve around them. You? Are you truly the one who cured the tree's roots? I have profoundly misjudged you. Yeah. You. Mr. Barkley. Welcome back. Learn anything that's piqued your interest? I found Azazel's hope echoes at the site of power. Truly, echoes from after his deal was made? If it wouldn't trouble you, I'd love to record what he experienced. The Court of Hearts transformed him into a horrific beast, and I slaughtered it. He was alive? All this time we had no idea. That is quite a horrible revelation. One I must admit I'm glad the elders of his time are no longer here to learn. But it benefits us all to know what became of him, and to know that the Court of Hearts has had something of value here, now lost. What do you know about the Court of Hearts? Far less than I would like. Most of our library speaks of the Summer Court, whose Fae favored by the Druids. The Court of Hearts are mentioned only briefly in the oldest of texts. The relationship with humanity was antithetical to that of the Summer Court, but they were not at each other's enemies. Their domain was a violent one, of pain and viscera. I admit it is not heartening to think that they were here in recent memory. Are you worried they'll return? It is difficult not to be. Whether that worry is founded, I cannot say. But I do know that the Court of Hearts was benefiting from their arrangement here, and now they are not. It cost the village a terrible price when they last came. I do not relish the thought that we would be asked to pay it again. I just realized, the only time any of the courts besides the Summer Court and Winter Court were brought up, Puck briefly mentioned them before the update, and now we have an entire backstory to a part of the Court of Hearts. It's interesting. At least Azazel's pain has ended. For that I am endlessly thankful. Whatever comes to pass, Azazel did not deserve a fate so cruel. I hope all in the I hope all in this village would agree no assurance of safety is worth that kind of horror. Perhaps this business with the refugees would suggest otherwise, but it takes time to overcome immediate fear. Overcome they will, and I have faith that, beneath it, they know our truest strength lies in kindness. Would you be able to translate some Fae writing for me? I doubt anyone could translate their tongue fully. Berthkalud Gar, or Failing as we humans have taken to calling it, has never been entirely learned by mortal minds. Lucky for you, though, I do know a handful of their words. If you're desperate to understand something, I might be able to give a sense of its content. If it's so obscure, how did you come to know any? Years ago, a sage passed through the village. He was rather desperate state, and, in exchange for safe harbor, he traded me a tome of the sage's knowledge. They have entire libraries on their research into the language, of course, and this is but a minuscule fraction, but it is great treasure all the same. The sages guard their knowledge fiercely, and even archdruids lack their comprehension of Fae speech. Do you recognize any of this? Hmm. This is quite a dense passage, but a few words do stand out. This symbol, the bright form Tolg, typically means to arrive, and this here is Oberon's name, Prince of the Summer Court. I see Gloriana as well, an affectionate title he gave to Queen Elizabeth. Tigal, that would mean vengeance, and Tlud, the darkened form of to take away. Okay, so to arrive, Oberon, Queen Elizabeth, vengeance to take away vengeance. I'm afraid that's all I can make out. Did you say bright and darkened forms? Yes, what I know is much simpler than the whole of it, but the verbs of Feylang have a number of forms, chief among them bright and dark. A bright verb acts upon a magical entity, Fey or kin perhaps, while a dark verb acts upon a non-magical entity, such as we humans. So when it says the darkened form to take away vengeance from a human. In these cases, that which arrived, likely Oberon, was quite magical. Whatever might have been taken was taken from a mortal, or perhaps an animal, an inanimate object even. What do you suppose it means? With only 5 words of an entire passage, we lack the context to know anything for certain. The two names we have, however, would suggest it discusses events that occurred between the reign of Prince Oberon and Queen Elizabeth. That would mean the glyph was etched no earlier than 1580, quite recent as far as the Fae are concerned. Can you tell me anything about Oberon and Elizabeth? No more than I'm sure you already know. It's quite the romantic tale, Oberon waltzing in from the realms behind John Dee, love struck at his very first meeting with the fair Queen Elizabeth. Most prefer to forget that a Fae ruled England as prince consort for many, many years. It's sad knowing how it all ended, but some 30 happy years with her beloved, all while kept young and spry. It's a privilege many would relish, no matter the finale. I appreciate the time. Would that I knew more, I would hope it's helpful. Procure translation for Puck's mysterious gift. Uh-oh. Might I be of any other assistance? I should go.
Did I not ask thee to disregard the contents of that remnant glyph? Dost thou feel that Robin would fox thee? I had hoped our burgeoning friendship was held in more esteem. But alas, let me come with broom before, to sweep this dust behind the door. Those glyphs gave Elia's account of your Queen Elizabeth and her union with the Summer Court's own Prince Oberon. I pray thy history books doth not omit such recent shames. He left her broken-hearted, withering to dust, and when the elder Fae, Astaroth, heard tell of his mischief, they decreed that we cavort with your kind no longer. Henceforth we have been neither seen nor heard. But for we few still willing to give cautious aid to our distrustful vassals. Now, think no more on this, and let our partnership resume unhindered.
I don't think he actually left her broken-hearted, withering to dust. I think Oberon, she died naturally, and he was so thoroughly upset. That's what it means to take away. I don't think it meant anything for vengeance, necessarily. But the Fae want it to look like he did mischief and ran, and that's why Astaroth blocked them from seeing everybody. But I think it's because of the despair, and Prince Oberon. That's why it was probably in a court of hearts area, because they are pain, suffering, though more violent and bloody than normal. and it would work well with how the Court of Hearts had Azazel. Wonder what y'all think about that one. Well, we've completed that quest now, so we can return to the Crossways and move along. Before we go into Welcome's Reach, though, I'm going to end this episode here. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked the little bit of lore references in there between the Heart of Court, Summer Court, and Queen Elizabeth herself. Uh, Let me know what you think about what we found out, and I hope we do get to learn a little bit more about this history that they wish to keep hidden. Without further ado, toodles!